Hello, vinyl community. This is Mark from Westchester, Pennsylvania, and I'm here doing my second video for you. And I have 6 recordings to share with you, and you can listen to them while I tell you a little bit about them. Here's the first one. This is a group called Between from Germany. They sound very much like the band Oregon, and they actually started around the time of Oregon back in 1971. This is the last of their 6 albums that they made on the Virgo record label. Much of the music here is atmospheric. This is one of the upper ones. The upper ones? Yeah, whatever. This is called Brainwave. I don't know if Oregon and Between knew about each other back then, but they were definitely related music-wise. It's a wonderful recording. The whole album sounds exquisite. You get a good copy of it, it's just wonderful to hear. Okay, switching gears. You can tell by the very first drum whack. This is James Brown, live at the Apollo, Volume 2. This was recorded in 1967, came out in 1968. Man, does this band cook. This is an 18-minute long funk tour de force. And ends with, I think, even a better version of Cold Sweat than the released version in the studio. This whole thing is titled, This Was a Time. And I first heard it on Philadelphia radio, WXPN in Philadelphia, way back in the 90s, when an announcer named Michelle Polizzi defied anybody to find a better piece of music to dance to. I think there's nothing quite like this. And if you ever get to see James Brown in those videos, he's no longer with us, but those videos of him in the flames, they're wonderful. Nothing around like that these days. And he was the originator. He was the originator of this. And this is just the beginning of this 18-minute piece of work. It's wonderful to listen to. The whole album is wonderful. I highly recommend it. Duh. It's very sharp. Okay. I think he's gonna leave us now. Now we're gonna turn it down just a little bit. We're gonna stay funky, but a different type of funky. This is J.J. Cale. The album's Troubadour, known for the hit that Eric Clapton had, the one that sort of made everybody go, oh, that's J.J. Cale. J.J. Cale's written numerous tunes that you've heard. After Midnight that Eric Clapton did, and Call Me the Breeze that Leonard Skinner made popular. This is Let Me Do It To You. I love this. There's horns in here that come in, and it's so funky. I first heard this, Tom Petty did or maybe still even does a radio show on XM Sirius Radio, and he played this, and I just went, oh, this is good. Yeah, there's only like one line in this song. It's, oh, let me do it to you, or let me do it to you. horns will be coming in just shortly. Very understated. It's just so in the groove. J.J. Cale for me is one of those artists that whenever his music comes on, you just don't want to turn it off. He just sort of just gets to you each time. Doesn't matter what mood you're in, almost. This was released in 1976. It was his 4th album. Can't go bad with J.J. Cale. This album affected me quite a bit. I heard this thing on the radio when I was a kid, about 12 years old, and I went, oh, I think I'd like to play this kind of music. This is Billy Cobham, the drummer, who played with the Mahavishnu Orchestra, and this is his first release solo. It's on A&M Records. It hit #1 in the Billboard Jazz charts. Personnel on here include Jan Hammer on keyboards, Lee Sklar on bass, and Tommy Bolin on guitar. And Tommy Bolin went on to play with Deep Purple. Sadly passed away a few years later. The album is produced by Ken Scott, who recorded, well, actually, he was an engineer on the last few Beatle albums. And, oh yeah, let's open this up. Let's see, we'll just go back. See the, there you go. Let me take it across. That's a Fibes drum set, see-through drum set. So very cool. Ken Scott said, I recorded Billy Cobham's drums the same as I did everybody else's, but I used more mics. Lee Sklar, the bassist on the album, or on most of the tunes anyway, he said that Spectrum was such a benchmark for so many people, and there was sort of a fire in it. It was new ground being broken, and it was not very analytical. It was more flying by the seat of your pants, and that's where great accidents happen. I like that kind of an accident. Switching gears once again, this is Chick Corea's children's song. He wrote the original first of these 20 pieces back in 1971, and by 1984 he had finished all 20. Most of them last between 1 and 2 minutes. I don't know if you can see that. Basically tells you all about what he's been up to there. It's beautifully, beautifully recorded. Of course, it's ECM. You kind of expect that, don't you? Some of the pieces sound more jazzy than others. They start off in succession, starting off with relatively easy pieces, and by the 20th, he's gotten into some complicated stuff. And actually, anybody who tries to play this stuff, you got to have quite a touch in order to get the message through. This is one of the 2-minute pieces I'm going to let run out. I used to play these pieces on WXPN myself. I used to be a radio announcer there doing a show called Sleepy Hollow. As long as it was mellow, you could play it. I played 4 of those tunes in a row. All right. Here's the last one. This is a guy named Coulter, and I found out about this album from somebody on the VC, but I couldn't tell you who it was because I don't remember. But thank you, whoever it was, because this album, all the way through, I can listen to the whole thing and not be bored at all. It's kind of raw. The players on it are fabulous. The feel of it is just, they're just having a great time. Let's see, it was the second album by Coulter, who is mainly a keyboardist, guitarist. He's also a singer. This was recorded in May of 1970 and released in 1971 for the Impulse label. The album that he released after this was produced by Bill Withers and has none of the happy-go-lucky rough edges of this album. So I'm going to open it up, sort of show you a little bit. Yeah, that's one of the tunes. I decided to put two of his tunes on here. This is what could have been the hit from the album. You can't find this easily on anywhere. There's not a lot of information about him. I've been telling all my friends, oh, you got to check out this Coulter guy. This is a very silly, but in some ways politically incorrect album cover. Hey, it was 1971. It sounds almost like they didn't really, like this is almost like a demo. This is horn here, right here. That's like so in your ear. It's so good. It's on the Impulse record label. If you can find Do It Now, buy it because it's wonderful. It really is. I think you'd really like the whole thing if you like this kind of music. Okay, that's it for me. I thank you all for whoever wrote me and whatever subscribed to me and stuff like that. It's very nice to be a part of this community. I love sharing this stuff and hope to be doing it again in the near future. That's it for now. Take care. And as Frank Zappa says, music is the best.